Survivor, Season 48, Episode 9, right here on Mirror Domains. Wow. Survivor, Season 48, Episode 9, guys. If you don't know how this works, if you haven't seen one of these from me before, obviously I can't show you the entire show here on the side because of copyright reasons. I'll get a strike. Nobody wants that. So, if you know how this works, you just take a window of your own from CBS or Global up here in Canada, put it up over mine, and we'll sync it together. And forever, in the annals of history, we will watch Survivor, Season 48, Episode 9. Welcome to the party. I'm hitting the play button now, and I think it's just going to be previously on section, right? Hi. So what did you end up voting for 50? Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that last week. It was a kind of a crazy thing last week. Anyway, Chrissy went home last week, right? Chrissy was our casualty, and yeah, so looking at the list, it looks like the guys are going to be running this show. We know Joe, Eva, and Star are tight, and we know Joe and David are tight, and it looks like Kyle may get in there, but if Kyle and Camilla don't shape up here, they're going to let this Joe, Eva, Star, David team and Mary run all over them. That's the five right there. Camilla, Mitch, Kyle, and Cheyenne are going to be on the outs. So they've got to break up Joe and Eva this week. Otherwise, it's their game. It's their game, and that'll be the way it is until we get down to the final three, or final three. So we'll have to see how that goes. So that being said, we're just looking at the fallout.
I'm like 100% all good. Good. Obviously, like.
So Chrissy voted for Cheyenne, and
I felt like the tribe had my back. I'm sure enough.
Cheyenne's a little rattled by that, right? That his name. So then be smart, Cheyenne. Who's pulling these strings? Who's got the power right now? That's what you got to look at this stage of the game. You got to see who are the power people here. Who's got the control? Joel and Eva seem to be really in control here, don't they? As well as David and Mary. Yeah. Camilla sees that. Because Camilla's smart. We know this. Ooh, it's getting hostile. She called him an idiot.
People just use you guys as shields all the time.
Yeah.
And Mary's playing into that. And see, now they're being arrogant about it. David's being a little pompous about it. And it's that hubris that can lead to your downfall, as we've seen in history many times, over and over again.
To vote out Camilla. I gotta figure that out.
I don't know. See, David would be on my radar, and so would Joe and Eva. When I said that before. So we're at the opening credits scene, guys. We'll put the timestamp code for just after the credits to start the show. Just the opening credits. All right. And we're in to episode 9, Survivor. Day 16. Paint their flag. So why isn't Cheyenne and Kyle not seeing that?
But everybody voted together, including those not in the core 6.
So maybe Star's not part of that. Because Eva was saying that you got to smoke out the idol at least. Did David just say that Mary wants Camilla? See, Kyle's the one that might break from this because he doesn't want Camilla out. And he's got Kyle and Camilla have to rally Mitch and Cheyenne. And now he's got to maybe make a play for Star to get her in the fold, that these are the final. Yeah.
You or me is by getting her out of the game.
I know.
They know they can't take us out, but they're trying.
Okay, so he's working Cheyenne. That's good. Yeah, he's got to talk to Cheyenne. Yeah.
Hard too soon. And they're trying to push Camilla. And
And Cheyenne doesn't seem to know that Kyle and Camilla are working together, right? He's not aware of that? It doesn't seem like that, right?
Like, you can't just ignore all these signs. There's a
Well, because you're constantly saying, David, that it's us. See, now I'm starting to not like Mary. Here's why I don't like what Mary's doing. Because she's kind of riding behind David, using him as the shield. Like, David's become the worst thing that he didn't want to be, a shield, and Mary's using him as the shield. He doesn't see that. But he thinks of her as an ally.
Consider all the options.
yeah, I thought we were already past all that.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
So Kyle's kind of revealing a little bit of his hand here. He shouldn't. His insecurity has gotten the best of him here, and he's exposing his hand a little bit to David. And we saw that Joe's listening to this. Yeah, and
I was just talking. I'm not doing anything.
and that might be to Kyle's detriment. Yeah. So they're just trying to show us that not everything is hunky dory there. We are just at 11 minutes and 40 seconds, guys. Okay, so now she's going to sneak out. I thought she was going to sneak out last episode before the tribal. But she's already got an idol, and she's already said, Eva said that she's going to use that idol. Well, she's not going to hold any loyalty to Star about that because Star gave her the idol. So she's willing to throw Star under the bus. Oh, somebody saw you. So Cheyenne seated.
So, I'm laying there asleep.
Although I don't know why he's going to Joe. Joe, doesn't he know that Joe and Eva are like... A lot of paranoia. Paranoia seems to be the theme of this episode so far. It could be just an advantage in the challenge, right? You get to have a pass for the first stage of the challenge, but it could be an immunity. Oh, extra vote. Okay.
The first part is that I get an extra vote.
Okay, so she gets an extra vote if she successfully completes this. Safety without power. What does that do? What does safety without power do, guys?
Everybody trusts me, but they don't trust each other. And
You always want to be careful when you feel like you're comfortable in the game, right? She's risking it. Okay, so she won.
It offers you safety without power.
Safety without power. Okay. Okay, so it's you won't have a vote, but you won't be. Okay, so she doesn't even have to play it this next time. She can play it. She's got it for 2 councils. No. No. I wouldn't bet it again. Just for an idol. Although, if you think that you're secure enough to the final 5, that might be worthwhile, because if you play it at the 5th, then you secure your place to the final 4. But you are safe twice, Eva. You're not doing the math. You're already, because you're safe for 1, and you already got the idol. Because you just take yourself out of the tribal council. And I'm guessing they're probably not going to let us see this in the edit. We're going to have to wait till later. Okay, well, guess I was wrong. She's not going to take it. But she was gone for a long time there. And Shahin's seen it. They seem to be really focusing in on Shahin. And when is this challenge? We're 17 minutes in already. We've got no reward challenge.
Yeah.
At the reward, there was a tiny scroll in my chips. So I go, like, way down. I go up into the table.
She's telling everybody everything, and Kyle is there, but David's not. I think that's significant. So this is the final 4 that Eva thinks, right?
On the other hand, has a great strategic mind, and she's also good at solving problems.
Yeah, and I do like the Kyle Camilla alliance. You've got to come up with some kind of game plan here, Camilla. Use those smarts of yours. Figure out something.
She got a little scroll and everything. Last night she did a little journey.
It would be nice to get rid of David now, because then Mary couldn't use him as a shield and she would be forced to play the game again. Because right now Mary's just riding the coattails. And I don't like to see that, because she's a firecracker. She's got to show that she's using this up here, right?
I hated Kyle. Are we with Camilla? Why are
Yeah.
you gotta play the game right now.
My hesitation is like,
Ooh, you're calling Joel for not calling or staying to his word? Yeah, careful there, David. I don't think Joe likes that. Yeah,
Guys,
look at those eyes on Joe.
We're so close.
I know, but
He's
you're
like,
telling me that I went back on all word.
yeah, he's not letting it go. Yeah. He's giving, see, guys, his rubbing of the face and stuff that's a tell. It's a tell that he's uncomfortable with the situation that he's in.
It's never too late to learn.
Nope, that's why I'm here.
Stars never learned how to swim? And you think that would be a requirement? Because there's water challenges. Haven't we seen her in the water? Doggy paddle. Doggy paddle first. Everybody learns how to doggy paddle. Yeah, we haven't really seen Mitch or Star yet. It's all been David. It is intimidating to learn how to swim. There's no doubt about that, especially when you start to get into the water when it's deeper than when you can't touch the bottom anymore. But yeah, stick to the shallows where you can always just stand up. But learn a couple strokes and use a lot of air in your lungs so that it helps with your buoyancy. Where? Okay, it looks like this is really long. Like it doesn't look like we're going to get the challenge until this next commercial break. Then we got deliberation, and then it's got tribal. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a longer tribal this episode. I was hoping that we would get an auction.
I probably look a little different around camp and stuff like that. Yesterday, and like just the aggressive.
If he says something like, I'm not used to having my integrity challenged like that, and I get defensive, that would be a good way to connect with Joe, because David just questioned Joe's integrity as well. That would have them bond. And Joe sees that.
For a little bit. We can talk.
Oh yeah, it's 21 in the States, right? 19 here in Canada. Which 21 never made a whole lot of sense to me. If you're allowed to vote when you're 18, because here you're practically an adult. You're given adult status when you're 18, right?
You know, you might think if you're in law school and if you get sentenced to 30 days in jail that
So we served a little bit of time. So Kyle's fought through some adversity. But he's pushed through it, man. You pushed through it. That's inspirational. We seem to be spending a lot of time with Kyle here. And if we know anything about the editing of Survivor, is Kyle going to go home? Because if Camilla's their target, we haven't been seeing a whole lot of Camilla. But we've seen a lot of Kyle. So I'm guessing that the big alliance, the core alliance, is not going to get broken up here. Okay, so now they're talking about David.
What was my word? He goes, well, you were gonna vote. No.
Yeah, I knew that Joe didn't like that. Right? We saw that Joe was not comfortable with David pressing it. Yeah. Yeah, because when you're a man of integrity, it is personal, right? we need to figure out a challenge here, guys, because we're kind of floundering now with this. We're 29 minutes in.
Yep.
About it.
Yeah, we're a team.
We're a team.
Yeah, if Joe and Eva want to make it to the final, David will be coming for them. So you take away David's pawn right now to make sure that he's still on side. You take out Mary.
I don't want their paranoia to be what breaks us all apart, because then it's open warfare. So what?
Bridging the gap.
Here.
I'm gonna stay with you.
Yeah, because we have to remain very calm here.
Yeah, that's right, Eva. People are starting to get scared. Good call. So we're at 31 minutes, guys. 31 minutes, and here comes the challenge. Uh-oh. Is this a balancing challenge? Looks like it. Oh, what's with the accent, Jeff?
Yeah, it's on today.
Yeah, it looks like balancing, and there's balls that are on a level up there that if you let it unbalance, it'll drop the balls.
Once again, immunity is back up.
Immunity. Hold on to a handle. Okay, so it's only one. So this is going to be a long challenge. Come on, Jeff. Tempt them, though. I want to say, if you feel comfortable, I've got some pizza over here. I want to see that kind of thing. And reward.
Back at camp, the winner will enjoy ham and cheese wrap.
Ah, ham and cheese. Ooh, peach cobbler.
Worth playing for?
Shine likes that. Is Mary going home this week? So this is again going to play into David's strength for endurance. But usually the platforms get smaller, right? This just looks like a normal platform. Is it weighted? Yeah. This challenge is on. Oh, just like that, stars out. Oh, okay, so the chain doesn't allow you to throw it all the way up. Trying gets a save. So it's very delicate. Okay, I see. So you just can't push it and hold it up like that. There's like a small little window of where you've got to keep it. Mitch is out. Well, so Camilla and Mitch will be on the ropes. But we really haven't seen Mitch this episode, so I think Mitch is going to be safe.
They're still in this.
Oh. Eva. Based on past performance, we've got to think that David is going to be in the finals. Joe. It'd be nice if Kyle got it, because then he would have some power with not voting for Camilla.
All you got to do is hear 3 more balls drop.
Ooh, so you're allowed to bend down like that? Dave, Shaheen, that's a very, very, that, yeah, that pose that he was in. I thought this would be a challenge that would go on for hours. But it's going to come down to Joe and David again. Look at the sweat coming off of Kyle's face. No, Kyle.
Joe's struggling now. He almost fell off.
So you are able to pull it up. Wow. But I think it's going to be David again. 17 minutes. Joe seems to be favoring that one side, right?
Shut up, David.
Shahin's not happy about that. Joe's fighting it, though. He's fighting it. It's... I don't know if he's got it in the tank to ride it out, though. Because David hasn't been showing any sign of weakness. Yeah. Ooh. David! David! Wow! Holy cow! He just lost his balance like that. It wasn't his arms. It was the balance. Wow. Because I think David realizes he had it in his arms. He was fine with his arms, but maybe he just wanted to shift in his legs. And that little slip got David. I didn't see, was the platform a little bit inclined or declined? Whatever have you.
Joe, come on over.
It doesn't look like it, though. I think Joe's the right person to have this, though. He's going to take Eva, obviously.
What does this mean? It just means that, obviously...
he's going to be able to choose to take, right? Yeah.
I don't think anybody should be feeling confident going in tribal council unless they're wearing that necklace.
Isn't that the truth, Jeff? One mistake. And you never know what that mistake may be, how big. It could be like a big, huge thing, or it could just be not acknowledging somebody in passing that, okay, that's the plan. Mitch? Oh, he's taking Mitch. Nice. Good for Mitch.
Human to human. This is just a human being move. That's all this is.
Yeah, that's nice to see, Mitch. I'm taking Shaheen. Interesting pick. Because maybe he's realizing that if he takes Eva, it's a little too on the nose, right? No, it's got to be Eva. Yeah. Yeah, we know that. That's fine. I like Joe's game. And I'd be comfortable with Joe winning. But his integrity might be his weakness. If David or anybody else can exploit that integrity, it can be totally used against you.
Still got it.
Because Joe was fighting it. Joe was fighting in that challenge for the last, well, they said 17 minutes, right? So for the last 7 minutes or so, he was fighting. He was laboring. But it was a good win. All right. David's still down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard when you know that it could have been yours.
So, you take home Mary. Would I be okay with Mary going home this week? She was so strong at the beginning episodes. Yeah, okay, Mary sees that.
I'm willing to die over this, David. You're right.
Mitch is the only.
I think Star realizes that she's got to make a play. Star.
I would love to.
I want to. I think Kyle and Shaheen have an eye.
But Star, are you going to tell them? So the target is Mitch. But so far in the editing, we haven't really seen a whole lot from Mitch until now in this deliberation period.
Mitch, who would you like to go in this vote?
1000% I want it.
Let's take a look at that spread. What do I see there? I want to see these wraps and these strawberries.
Winging.
The only thing I'll say about this morning is just that it's been more of the same.
Because Cheyenne wanted to see, he wanted those strawberries. You see them there? Can't quite make it out. Yeah. But you can also make the case that David is strong in challenges, and it's only a matter of time, because our numbers are dwindling, that he's just going to run the table in winning the challenges. Because we haven't had a challenge lately where it has come down to puzzles. It's been strength. Right? No? Yes? Because you could play that card. So David's still saying that Joe went back on his word, but he didn't, did he?
To talk to was David, but he's still saying we can't trust.
The reason why I want to see this kind of get broken up a little bit, because it does add a little bit more spice to the game, right? When you get a power six and they just whittle everybody out, then it almost makes episodes moot, right? Like if you got 6 people and we've got 9 all together, then the 3 episodes are kind of meaningless because you know who's going to go home, like, until we're down to the final 6, right? At least if you break up that 6, then it does throw into play the other people that are still in the game. It gives them a fighting chance, right? Let's see. Deliberation is at 49 minutes and 30 seconds, guys. So we got a commercial break.
If that was it, of course. At this point, it's probably the thing that I'm the most comfortable.
Yeah, based on the way that the editing of this episode has been, it does. We have seen a lot of David as well. We've seen a lot of David. We've seen a lot of Kyle. It doesn't seem like Star or Mitch are going to be there. I don't think Mitch, because we haven't really seen a whole lot of Mitch. Like, the editors like to showcase somebody in their final episode.
I trust David for me.
And so far, it hasn't really given the impression that you don't think anybody would be using their shot in the dark. right?
It's a lot to weigh because this is a big decision.
It is a big decision. But it feels like Kyle and Camilla are safe this episode, and that's sort of what I'm rooting for. Here we are, Tribal Council. 51 minutes, 40 seconds. Tribal Council.
Now bring in the members of our jury.
See the jury? Oh, in case I leave the audio on a bit too long, guys, I'll fix it in post. I'll mute it there. Fix it in post. Cedric and Chrissy. All showered up. The Showburn live chat says, hey, James, hey, we're just in Tribal Council for Survivor. This is like a 10-minute Tribal Council? Looks like it. Do you think there's going to be a tie for a 10-minute Tribal Council? A tie? I don't know. You don't want there to be a tie. I'm trying to decide here. If David goes home, that's half of the orange left. Siva has been taken out 3 weeks in a row. The old orange tribe. Kyle and Camilla, if they work together to the final two, who would be their third? I would try to recruit Star, because Star really hasn't done a whole lot. And then let everybody else battle it out. Yeah, are there any risks? That was the 3 episodes of Star Wars Andor yesterday. It was good. Okay, so Mary's making the case here.
David, how
Her reasoning there was meant as the subtext was, let's be cautious and not do anything rash. That was the subtext of what Mary was saying.
how does that sit with you?
I think he just needs to keep the jury in mind.
they show Cedric and Chrissy. Star's calling it out a little bit.
You have to continue to build relationships and
You stay the course. That's what Kyle's saying.
Less like muscular people, or if I was on a season with like weirder people.
We'll be publishing my episode 3 review after this. I've been trying to space them out so the YouTube algorithm has a little bit of time to absorb them. Or Andor. They're all recorded. Just have to edit it. Yeah.
You might be over talkative. You might be too aggressive, too passive.
Is that a little bit foreshadowing to Joe there, saying? Hey, superstitions, right? Knock on some wood. It's time to vote. I really don't know. Okay, Red Lemon, thank you for the reminder. We'll go over to the CBS website after this. As people are voting. I'll pull that up right now, actually. Okay, so I keyed that up. Joe said, it's been a pleasure to get to know you, friend. We know Mitch was going to vote David, so there's going to be at least one vote for David. But it could be, and we know that there's going to be some votes for Mitch. Because I think Star's going to vote Mitch. And David and Mary are going to vote Mitch. So there could be potentially 3 votes Mitch and 1 David, and then whatever happens after that will be the reveal. Because if there's a 4th vote Mitch, then it's going to be Mitch. So let's see if Eva plays her advantage. Not this time, Eva. No idol. Okay, we knew that. 1 Mitch. 1 David. 2 votes Mitch. We know that there's going to be 3 votes Mitch. Yeah, there's the 3. And here we are. So this will be the reveal. Whoever's next here is going to be David. So it is David. David's going home. I kind of like this because it's going to force Mary to scramble.
Person voted out, and the third member of our jury, David.
Because now Mary's got to scramble. She's got to start to play again. David's not happy about it. And that's why we heard Joe say, "I'm sorry, brother." Or, "It's a pleasure to get to know you." But they were right there that if you push too hard, and David was pushing a little too hard, and all of it, I think, went back to that conversation that Kyle had with Joe on the beach about, being put in an uncomfortable situation. I think that's when the moment was solidified that it was going to be David, because there was enough. Shaheen also had enough groundwork laid out, as he said, to make this happen.
Time for you to go. Thank you, Jeff.
So now Mary will be on the outs. Whoops. So now Mary will be on the outs. She'll be forced to work with Camilla, probably. And Mitch. Cedric's like, wow. Because I don't think I think Cedric and Chrissy were just assuming that they were going to pick off Camilla, pick off Mitch, and go down to their final 6. So it was a big gameplay. And I think a lot of people are going to have the sentiment here that David dug his own grave. And I'm sure he probably feels like that. Or like that night that happened, I'm sure he felt very much like that. We'll have to see how he feels afterwards here, his postscript. But that's a commercial. They did a lot of groundwork there at the beginning of the episode. Like half of the episode was just Kyle sorting out his beefs with David, kind of wanting Camilla from last episode, Shaheen trying to figure out what was going on, how to figure out what direction he could take to get the heat off of him at the start, right? Because he didn't like his name written down. But it does seem like, for now, Joe and Eva are driving this game because everybody seems to trust them. But they've got, if they were smart, now they've got to say, okay, we're playing honest here, but we've got to put you guys in a situation where we've got to take idols out. We've got to take advantages out. No, it's not personal. I'm sorry, but your name's going to be written down so that you play it, and then we put everybody else on the even playing ground, right? But Eva's got some tricks up her sleeve. Kyle knows about it. Joe knows about it. And Shaheen knows about it. So it's Kyle, Shaheen, Joe, and Eva. If Star, Camilla, Mitch, and Mary would have to work against that 4, Kyle would work that. Well, here we go. Next time.
Critical mass, 4v4.
So they want to get Joe next. I don't know. So Shaheen vote David, yeah. Camilla. So yeah, Eva voted David, and yeah. So Joe, confirmation that Joe voted for David. And it was just, he was a little too aggressive. That's what it came down to. All right, let's go over to the CBS website here and pull up that voting page. I'll let you know how I voted. Oh, is that it? Oh, maybe it's over. Looks like it's over. Sorry. Huh. Maybe I won't be able to. Does it show the topics that we're allowed to vote? Because, just trying to refresh the link here. No, it's not allowing me back in. Try to refresh it. Oh, well. That happens. No worries. All right, guys. So, that's Survivor. And as Chris Schober there said in the live chat, we are in the midst of watching Andor season 2 right now. All 3 episodes are up on the channel right now. They're all in one video. I'm not going to split them up. If I do, I'm going to put it over on the reactions channel, which I may do later on this afternoon. Just put it up over there and have like the main bulk over here, because they're releasing all 3 and we reacted to all 3. There's time codes for it and everything like that. But beyond that, guys, if you like this kind of stuff, yeah, of course the Andor. We've got movie reviews for Sinners, Warfare, The Amateur, Drop, Minecraft movie, trailer reactions for Fantastic Four. Actually, we got a bunch of new trailer reactions. I need to update those thumbnails in there. I don't know if I'll be doing movie news tomorrow because I may be out of town. We'll have to see how that goes. But I am seeing Until Dawn this afternoon. I'm gonna hold off on The Accountant 2. That'll be the main draw. And I am looking forward to it. I like the first Accountant movie. This one looks more like a brothers movie between Affleck and Bernthal, so that looks like it'll be good. But you know me, I'm a horror fan. Until Dawn is my bag. So I'm booked in at the 4 o'clock show. Let's see where I'm sitting. I'm sitting right there, guys. All right? And then, what's the other one that came out this week? Something Horses. Swift Horses. On Swift Horses, I think it's called. I saw that one on Monday. Oh, yeah, and the Star Wars comes out this weekend as well. And I think I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to sneak over there for a matinee on Saturday and see Star Wars. Oh, it's not showing here. Huh, weird. On Swift Horses, yeah. Not a very good movie. I don't have a whole lot of good things to say about this one. Will Poulter is the best. I am a Daisy Edgar Jones fan. It's a period piece about a married couple where the wife realizes that she prefers women, and Will Poulter gets the raw deal. And then it's got this weird side story with Jacob Elordi that we keep on going back and forth. It's a very mixed movie because you got 2 storylines going on, and it's kind of like, well, you're not picking one of these storylines to focus in on. I really want to focus in on the Daisy Edgar Jones story, but you're giving us Jacob Elordi for some reason. Yeah, it's a little bit muddled. Is there a score for that yet? Let's go over to the Tomato Meter and see if there's a score for this yet on Swift Horses. Now, it says 2024. It was supposed to come out last year, but I think it got pushed because they just couldn't find the right distribution. 57%. Yeah. Despite brilliant performance by Daisy Edgar Jones, yeah, she was good. On Swift Horses gets lost in a meandering plot and clunky symbols. Well, that's what I'm talking about, like the mixed story of like these 2 storyline threads that you think that they're going to meet up together and have like a payoff, but they don't. They're just 2 separate stories sandwiched into one movie. Diego Calva, we haven't seen since that Babylon movie. Wait, that was a stinker. And if you like to see guys walking around in their tighty whities, there's a lot of that in this too. All right. Until Dawn is 58%. Accountant 79%. So the accountant will be I'll see accountant tomorrow for sure. But Until Dawn is my I love horror. It's so versatile. Sandberg directs. He's the director of the Shazam movies, right? Bibiani, if you're just looking for reasons to jump out of your seat, there are worse ways to spend your time. There are a lot of better ways too. But you liked it. You gave it a tomato. I'm seeing it. So there you go. All right. Is that it? Is that all that's on tap for today? Shall I edit my video for episode 3 of Andor? Let's just go over and see if there's anything that I might have missed here on Hollywood Reporter, sorry. Boozy Jig and Chaos Inside Her Head, Peacock Narrow's Loss. Urban Legend Reboot. Okay. You know, I really liked Megalopolis. I do. I don't know if I would have transformed it into a graphic novel. Maybe it'll have a bit of another try at a different audience there. I did like Megalopolis, though. I think I was one of the few people there that actually liked it. Next, Movie Web. I already said yesterday during our Andor review how I felt about The Last of Us. I'm probably not going to watch season 2 until it is all out and I can just binge right through it, because I know what happens to the main character. Yeah. And I want to be able to have satisfaction right away. I don't want to wait for weeks and weeks and weeks to get justice. All right? Slams J.K. Rowling over heinous loser behavior on the Instagram post. What, has he got beefs? Well, a lot of people have beefs with J.K. Rowling. But, guys, it is what it is. She won. She won, so... Is it really a bad thing? I don't know. If you think Andor is boring, you need to grow up. Well, I think I articulated my problems with the pacing in episode 2 quite well. Go check out the channel for that. Fantastic Four First Steps. Star confirms the Silver Surfer's true identity amid fan speculation. And there's a Pee Wee Herman movie out, right? Conclave viewership soars on streaming following death of the Pope. Yeah. Radical new Predator design in Badlands trailer has fans weighing in on whether it's out of this world or lost in space. Until Dawn fails the expectations of gamers and horror fans alike. Oh, okay. Well, I'll make that own determination for myself, thank you, this afternoon. Although I never played the game, so I can't give you that. But I can tell you if it's a good movie or not. I know what she did last summer, director. She tried everything to add one more OG cast member. Well, you could have only retconned Sarah Michelle Gellar's death, because it was fairly clear that Ryan Phillippe died. He was gutted, right? But she is dead. Okay. Yeah. You could only retcon and say that she was mortally wounded and was in a coma for so many years, and people would be like, okay, fine, we're with that. Why not? I would have been on board for that. But apparently there was some beefs between Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar. I didn't know that. That's unfortunate, because they're both, I like them both. I think they're both cool people. Next. Is that it? Let's go over to the Reddit roundup and then we'll end it for today. Movies. First image from the Thursday Murder Club, starring Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, and Richard E. Grant. Well, that looks like Sissy Spacek there, doesn't it? I like a good whodunit, and that cast looks phenomenal. Can't go wrong with Helen Mirren. Pierce Brosnan's cool. The legendary Ben Kingsley. Hollywood execs are worried about Ryan Coogler's very generous Sinners deal, which allows ownership of the film to revert back to the director 25 years after release. Why are they worried about that? Hey man, Cheech and Chong are doing an Ask Me Anything. Okay, cool. Harmony Korean says there's so many movies failed to break through today because they suck. I don't know. It depends on the property. Minecraft wasn't very good, and look at like that. Yeah, it did well. I sometimes forget how small Leonardo DiCaprio's filmography is. I don't. Actually, I think it's pretty big. All right, that looks about it. I'm going to have some lunch. Wow, no buzz. There's absolutely... We're a month away now for Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Zero buzz. Nobody's talking about it. No, I don't hear anybody excited for it. I like the last one, but I can barely remember what happened. Aye. It's because of the way that the movie's made. It's made around these stunts, and then they try to make a storyline that fits the stunts. And that's not good story writing, in my opinion. It just needs to be a good story. Figure out how stunts work into it afterwards. All right. That's it for me today, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments below about Survivor. I'll see you next week. David, you're out. Sorry. You're watching Mirror Domain.